Donald Trump should probably listen to Donald Trump.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective.
That would be disastrous, said a lot of people, as of course now it looks like we are getting closer and closer to what a lot of people believe to be the inevitable moment where the United States takes an offensive role in these Iranian-Israeli conflict and war that has been unfolding for the past few days and probably will be expanding, and disastrous with the way and trajectory that we are on right now. That is not comforting for everyone, as the consequences and the stakes couldn't be any higher here, and they're going to get a lot higher. What's really going on here as the spat between Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump has just now taken a new low, highlighting where Donald Trump's mind is at, and it is reverberating and regurgitating Bibi Netanyahu's talking points that also a lot of people believe now is threatening places like New York City. What's really going on here? Well, we are going to be doing our best to try to uncover that and give you an honest perspective into what's really going on here. If you appreciate our points of view and our perspectives with the information and data that we are providing to you, subscribe. Click the notification button, as of course there's a lot to get into, as Donald Trump just abruptly left the G7 summit, where he, of course, is rushing back to Washington, D.C. and mobilizing his National Security Council for an emergency meeting. Now, what will that emergency meeting be about? As, of course, Donald Trump just left Canada a day early when he was supposed to stay there to meet with other world leaders. Well, only the top insiders know, as more importantly, there are some major, big decisions being made right now and moves by the U.S. military-industrial complex that give us a hint to, of course, where we are going. As the French president during these meetings said that he has been given, quote, a positive towards a potential Middle Eastern ceasefire. Now, is that exactly what's going on here? Is that another disinformation campaign? Who really knows? As, of course, Donald Trump, before abruptly leaving the G7 meeting, sent out a Truth Social media post telling the people of Tehran, about 10 million people, to evacuate immediately. As the Daily Mail has this article, Trump gives terrifying warning to Iran, as a lot of people believe that this is a form of non-kinetic warfare, creating a lot of chaos, creating a lot of disruptions, as a lot of the Iranian infrastructure has been hit. We know that their water systems have been hit. We know that their energy systems have been hit. And now the Iranians have to deal with record chaos, as the Israelis are threatening more type of sabotage attacks, as the Israelis already have conducted car bombs. And now there's also the talk of them having the same type of truck, drone type of clandestine weapons like the Ukrainians had that they used against Russia a few weeks ago so successfully. Now, with everyone on the road, it's going to be very difficult for the Iranian state and government to track and try to inspect all of the big trucks, all of the cars, as there's multiple car bombs now, and it's creating a huge cluster F horrible situation for the Iranians that are dealing with maximum pressure from the Israelis and the Americans here. As Donald Trump said, Iran should have signed the deal. I told them to sign. What a shame and waste of human life. Simply stated, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. I said it over and over again. He keeps saying it. Quote, everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran, as this has created a sort of panic with the mainly civilian 10 million plus civilians living inside of the capital of Iran, as all military bases in the U.S. Indo-Pacific have raised their force protection condition from Alpha to Bravo, according to multiple reports, as there is significant military movement from the United States and the U.K. government, as their military aircraft are actively repositioning, and it looks like they are going to be staging near the Eastern Mediterranean, as many big, significant refueling airliners have been sent from the United States to Europe, and now they're being moved from Europe to the Middle East, as Donald Trump is rushing back to the White House. Now, we're getting some reports here that the U.S. told its allies it won't join the war unless, of course, Iran targets Americans, which creates a very kind of weird situation because this is a situation that I think is ripe. I think it's just perfectly established for, let's just say a false flag operation, okay? The Israelis have been publicly calling for Donald Trump to get involved here. And there are some unconfirmed reports that Donald Trump has already been given the go-ahead. And according to, the people that I talked to, the information that I'm getting, Donald Trump has already made the decision that the B-2 bombers, the bunker busters, have already been approved. They're just waiting for the Iranians to run out of their missile air defense system missiles. And as soon as they do that, the U.S. will come in order to not have any kind of significant loss of life, and they will hit those nuclear targets for the Iranians. And the Israelis that, of course, want them to have those targets hit, but the Israelis do not have the military capabilities to do that. That's why they have been asking, and there has been a whole information campaign online. There's been a whole bunch of shilling online. There's been a whole bunch of people being paid off online. Milo Yiannopoulos has a very kind of eye-opening tweet about that. Before getting into that, I wanted to tell you about lucenfilter.com. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. You just do one thing you have to do. You just have to check your spam box. For some reason, our emails go to the spam box. That's where your login credentials are at. You click here. You could sign up for whatever you could afford. Your support needed more than ever, as there's multiple efforts now to try to cancel us, to try to stifle our voices, as a lot of people are kind of allergic to accountability, which they contrive as hate for some reason. They think silence is patriotism. It's not. I think if we were promised a bill of goods and the bill of goods is not delivered, I think we're supposed to raise our voices here. I think our voices are more important than ever in determining the future of the world here. We've done Middle Eastern endeavors for so long, and they never really worked out well for us, did they? Now doing them again is just pointless. There's a lot of flack. There's a lot of people getting triggered by what I'm saying here. And listen, however you want to feel about this particular situation, the facts speak for themselves, that we are on this trajectory. We have allowed this to happen, enabled it to happen, and we are moving in a trajectory that is absolutely tragic. And this is why, listen, I lost some subscribers. I got people trying to cancel me. I got people trying to demonetize me. I got people trying to not to advertise me. I got you guys. And if you support the message, and if you like the anti-war message that we have had here for over 21 years, support us. Your support needed now more than ever in this information war, as truly the stakes in the situation has ratcheted up to very serious grand proportions. We have masterclasses on survival. We have in real life meetups, 13 plus years of videos, exclusive merchandise, seed oil cards, you name it. I go out of my way. You could talk to me one-on-one directly, all just by signing up and becoming a member of lucenfilter.com. If you haven't done that yet, do it right now. Click right here, and I will see you afterwards. As, of course, the discussions that we're having are very important, and you could be a part of those discussions. You could be a part of our war room. You could be a part of our discourse, conversation about these issues just by signing up to lucenfiltered.com. Now, let's get back to this specific story here, as, of course, we're getting some sources. Oh, yeah, the U.S. isn't going to do anything. And then other sources, again, all anonymous sources. Yep, Donald Trump's going to get involved here. And from all signs here, and Tim Pool even said this, it definitely does look like the United States is about to be involved here. Maybe in the making of this video is released, maybe the United States has already specifically launched the attacks here. Who knows? As Daily Mail has another article, eerie images hint at growing U.S. involvement in Israel-Iran war as World War III fears mount. This, as Bibi Netanyahu has been saying, I understand, quote, America first. No, you don't. You definitely do not. But, quote, I don't understand America dead. As he is fear-mongering that New York City will be attacked if America does not join the war against Iran. What a lot of people saying, that sounds like a threat against us by him. Milo says, when Bibi says today Tel Aviv, tomorrow New York, it's not a warning, it's a threat. And that's what Congresswoman MTG said. And with the way that things are going, the way that things are shaping up, absolutely 110%, it looks like that is the scenario. That is the situation that is shaping up here. As, of course, Bibi was just on American television telling us how It's the Iranians that tried to take out Donald Trump twice and made the Secret Service stand down for some reason somehow. I just don't believe that. Now, Donald Trump has made interesting statements throughout all of this, but he is doubling down on a lot of the statements, specifically saying we must stop Iran. We never stopped Pakistan. Pakistan has some nukes here. When they got nukes, they didn't start nuking random countries. I don't know why Iran would do that as well, as of course that would mean mutually assured destruction for all of them. That doesn't really make sense here. As Trump even told the Post, I always knew the date for Israel's attack in Iran. As a lot of people are saying, he was trying to stop it. Well, if he knew, and he says the strikes are excellent, how is he trying to stop it? I don't get it. He wasn't trying to stop it, as of course he's doubling down. As we have Sovereign Bro writing, the last time a president spoke like this, I was a little boy. We then proceeded to spend 20 years and $8 to $9 trillion in the Middle East, as Donald Trump wrote. America first means great things, including the fact that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Again, how does that propel us? Okay, let's just take this situation. Iran, Iraq can't have weapons of mass destruction. That's neoconservative, reductionary, insane type of thinking that isn't correlated together. If you want to make America first, you highlight America's interest and needs at home domestically. We have a lot of problems with our economy. We have a lot of problems with immigration. All of that, all of those conversations, we have a lot of problems that the American people are dealing with. All of that, his agenda, like all bets are off. That's not going to be discussed right now. We are all hyper-focused on aiding and abetting a foreign country that just committed a sneak attack and attacked another country. And we're helping defend that country that did the sneak attack. That's not making America great again. That's not helping America, because now America is at threat of dealing with terrorism, cyber attacks, and higher gas prices than ever before. That doesn't help America at all. And Donald Trump says, make America great again. Yeah, that would be a great idea if we actually implemented that and actually implemented a policy, as someone responded here. What a black pill. Absolutely. America first is being massively subverted. We have the greatest land on earth surrounded by massive oceans. We can live the isolationist dream like no other nation could. The thing of dreams, yet we throw it all away. As Donald Trump also then decided to redirect his attacks against Tucker Carlson, one of his biggest allies, a man that stopped Fox News and all the other neocons from trying to put in Ron DeSantis. Okay, I give Tucker Carlson credit when it came to calling out the kind of con job that was at play here to put in Ron DeSantis as the president of the United States. Tucker Carlson made it an issue to specifically highlight the hypocrisy of DeSantis and said people at Fox News, the neocon right, was obsessed with DeSantis. He called it all out. And I think Donald Trump, when he was still neck and neck with DeSantis, I think Tucker Carlson was the one that gave him that kind of push here, as well as the kind of prosecution by the state. And there was multiple factors here. So, but he says, somebody please explain to kooky Tucker Carlson that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Kooky Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson came out and in a video was like, listen, I don't hate Israel. I don't hate Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump. I love Israel. But we cannot get involved in another war that doesn't benefit the American people and makes American interests last and endangers all of us and creates a scenario just like we had in Iraq that worked out disastrously for everyone. This is Iraq 2.0, running it back. Massive deficit, massive waste of money. For what? And what do we have to show for it? Nothing. Except for radical jihadism. That happened. A lot of people lost their lives. A lot of innocent people lost their lives. A lot of American citizens lost their lives. And now we want to run it back? For what? What did we get from Iraq? What did we get from Afghanistan? You want to do it again? Tucker Carlson absolutely is in the right when he says this.
I'm not. I'm hard. If you think, and I said this to an Israeli official, if you think I'm anti-Israel, man, you have lost the plot, son. If you think I'm your enemy, not at all. I like Israel. Are you kidding? I've spent a lot of time there. I continue to like it. I pray that Jerusalem is not damaged. I feel so sad for the Israelis who've been killed in the last couple of days and the Iranians who've been killed in the last couple of days. It had nothing to do with any of this. But the point is, if you think that saying, hey, let's focus on my country where I was born, where my family's been for hundreds of years, that was the promise of the last election, please do it. If you think that's hate, you've really lost perspective, I guess is what I would say.
Absolutely, 110%. I couldn't agree with Tucker Carlson more. And then, of course, Donald Trump had a bit of a cheap shot against Tucker Carlson. And this is what he had to say against him. This is a little petty here. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
I don't know what Tucker Carlson is saying. Let him go get a television network and say it so that people listen. To the people of the United Kingdom, he's done a very, very good job. He's done what other...
Yeah, go get a TV network. Let him go get a television network so people will listen. Tucker Carlson was the #1 TV show host that was cheerleading for Donald Trump. Tucker Carlson now gets more views because of his online work and online presence. Very big boomer moment, as even Roger Stone is saying Tucker Carlson gets a lot more views now than he did before when he was on national television. Milo had another tweet here saying, when you've lost MTG, you've lost the country. As MTG came out in defense of Tucker Carlson, saying Tucker Carlson was one of my favorite people. He fiercely loves his wife, children, and our country. Since being fired from the neocon network Fox News, he has more popularity and viewers than ever before. He unapologetically believes the same thing I do, that if we don't fight for our own country and our own people, then we will no longer have a country for our children and our grandchildren. And foreign wars, intervention, regime change, put America last, kill innocent people, and they're making us broke and will ultimately lead us to our destruction. That's not kooky. That's why millions of Americans voted for. It's what we believe in, America first. 110%. Thank you, MTG. Seriously, this is the kind of common sense approach here. Jason Whitlock, MTG to go. Thank you. And then, of course, you got all this nonsense. You are a traitor to our president, and I hope he impeaches you. You're calling for peace, and you're talking about taking care of America, and that triggers you to the point where you want a congresswoman impeached because she's talking about taking care of our country first, rather than serving the interest of a foreign country that previously sold our military secrets to China. Again, I think the whole online discourse here is just absolutely wild. It's crazy. People are tearing each other apart. As Bibi, he's happy. Lindsey Graham, he's happy. And these types of individuals, we have to understand the trajectory that we are on right now, the moves, the military that is being moved around in the significant ways that it is right now is leading us towards an absurd place. I mean, essentially, when they're saying we must have regime change, which is the end game here, we talked about that. There's multiple end games here. They're essentially saying we want the demise of America. We want America more in debt. We want you to pay more for groceries. We want energy prices to be higher. We want you to do this foreign endeavor, not for you, not for your children, but for this far-off land that will call you a bunch of names, even though it's your tax dollars that are financing all of this. That will call you anti-Semitic. Listen, the trolls, the sock puppet accounts here, are working overtime here. Matt Gaetz, also another real one, says, the last time America listened to Netanyahu based on false claims of WMDs, we ended up pouring cash and blood all over the sand of the Mesopotamia. And in the end, we only made Iran stronger. That's absolutely true. Donald Trump essentially replaced Bibi. He replaced Tucker Carlson and Elon Musk with Bibi and Lindsey Graham. I call this the worst trade ever. As some people were even trying to cancel Tucker Carlson and trying to me to him. And again, there's this type of delusional thinking that somehow we destroy Iran, we're going to have peace. No, we're going to have chaos. We're going to have sectarian violence. We're going to have a vacuum of power. We are going to have Pakistan seeing themselves as the next country that's on the block. Okay, Bibi said himself, after Iran, we're going after Pakistan. Pakistan got their nuclear weapons. Pakistan, according to the Iranians, is threatening to use nuclear weapons. All military bases in the U.S. Indo-Pacific raising their force protection conditions. I mean, that's pretty serious here. And again, it's just ridiculous to see so many people. I love Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson's great. Tucker Carlson's incredible. I love him. to Tucker Carlson's horrible. Qatari Carlson, huh? What? And again, all speaking in unison here. And a lot of these people are in a cult, and it shows here. I ask people here, do you want to see Donald Trump to start the offensive actions against Iran? Vast majority, and again, these polls are my audience, so we, of course, are a little bit biased. Let's just be honest with ourselves. These polls are not honest reflections of it, but there's a lot of people that are just distorting reality now in record numbers. Fight against those people. Fight against those pro-war, neocon, bloodthirsty chicken hawks that are calling for wars that they will never even fight themselves. Pathetic weasels. Listen, if you're calling for a war, right? If you're calling for the destruction of someone, you go do it. You take care of it. Don't ask other people and other people's money and other people's interest and other people to be put on a line for your selfish, psychopathic wants and needs. We got to fight this disinformation war. Share this video with your friends and family members. Again, lots of propaganda, lots of attacks directly. And, I could take it. I got tough skin. But don't let them control the narrative. Get this video out there. I love you guys. Stay tuned for more. We appreciate you guys signing up to lucenfiltercom. I'm talking to you guys directly there right now. Stay tuned for more, all exclusively here on youtube.com/wearechange.